am Dr. Chaudhary S.G. from Department of Microbiology, Venkatesh Mahajan Senior College, Usmanabad. In this video, we are going to discuss about BSc second year syllabus decided by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University. Hello student, how are you? We are meeting such a long time after pandemic of COVID-19, and due to this reason your colleges are not yet started. So we decided to conduct your lectures on online mode. So in this video we discuss your syllabus for BSc second year. BSc second year is in semester third now, and it is having two papers, paper number 7 and paper number 8. Paper number 7 is of environmental microbiology, while paper number 8 is of immunology. So in this video we are particularly discussing about the paper number 7, environmental microbiology.
For my BSc second year student, it is semester 3rd, paper 7. The name of paper is environmental microbiology. Your unit first is of air microbiology. It consists of number and kinds of microorganism in air, then distribution and sources of airborne microorganism. This number and kinds of microorganism, particularly bacteria and fungi and their spores, are present in air. Not all type of microorganism present, because air is not a good media for the growth of microorganism, as it is a little bit dried. Okay, so both indoor and outdoor microorganism, this is your practical point also. Distribution and sources from where the microorganisms get added into the air. It consists of day-to-day man-made activities, also agricultural activities, industrial discharge, or any natural thing that adds microorganisms into the air. And these microorganisms are distributed into the air through various sources. Then air as a carrier of microorganisms. These microorganisms are carried from one place to another place through the activity of wind, through the activity of air. So spread of microorganism is particularly through the activity of wind. Next point is droplet nuclei. These are the means for dispersal of microorganism into the air, particularly the pathogenic microorganisms that can be spread through the droplet or droplet nuclei of the expelled by the deceased person, particularly from hospital area or anywhere from the deceased person, and these are carried from one place to another place. Nowadays we are facing problem of COVID-19 is also a airborne disease that can be spread through the droplet nuclei. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is also spread from droplet or droplet nuclei. Then techniques. Two types of techniques are there. One is solid impregnation on solid surfaces, plate method ने, and another one is liquid impingement method, जे की broth मध्ये. Okay, these are the major means for microbiological analysis of the air. Then significance of air flora in human health, hospital and industry. So air microflora, human health बघितलं तर number of pathogenic microorganism that can be spread through air and can be transferred from one place to another place. So as hospital area असेल किंवा domestic life असेल किंवा municipal life असेल, from anywhere they rise into the air, they can spread and transmit diseases that can affect the human health. In industrial area, number of airborne microorganisms having role in fermentation of substrate that can produce valuable products. So number of valuable products are produced through the fermentation, which is the activity of air microflora. Then air sanitation, there are means given here dust control, which can be carried out by watering or by carpeting or sanding or oil overlaying. Then UV radiation, particular closed space is sterilized by UV radiation. Then bactericidal vapors, again ICU ward, isolation ward or any room, operation theatre is sanitized by using bactericidal vapor, which are of ethylene oxide or formaldehyde. Then filtration, particularly in research laboratory or industry. In industry, the reactors or fermenters are guarded by these bactericidal filters. And laminar airflow, this is the equipment used in various microbiological laboratory, which is guarded by HEPA filter and UV radiation. Both are the sterilization means for air sanitation or air. This is your first unit. So second year, your second unit is of water microbiology and wastewater microbiology. This consists of particularly the what type of water is. It is storm water or groundwater or stored water. Number of types of water are there and where from the microorganisms come in that water. So number of sources are there, man-made activity or industrial discharge, bird fallings, migration of birds, or any natural activity that can add pollution into the water or that can add microorganism into the water. Then determining sanitary qualities of the water, particularly the indicators of the contamination of the water, that can majorly the fecal contamination, which is of coliform group microorganism, and these coliform microorganisms that can be added through the rain activity, which can be carried out into the major water supply, and their presence is indicated by test, that is imic, indol, methyl red, Voges Proskure or citrate, and elevated temperature test. So this is the second point. Then bacteriological examination can also be carried out by number of tests. This is also a mean of imic, and elevated temperature is also a mean of bacteriological examination. Imic particularly gives the biochemical characteristics of that particular contaminant. Then presumptive test, confirmed test, and complete test indicate the presence of particular coliform bacteria. Then SPC, MPN. SPC is standard plate count, MPN most probable number, it is multiple tube experiments. Then membrane filtration techniques, SPC, MPN, EMVIC are your practical points also. Okay. Then next point is water purification method, which is particularly the disinfection that involves chlorination or ozonation. Okay, but ozonation is the quite costly technique, so that cannot be commonly applied. Municipal water supply majorly applies chlorination of the water. Then next point is wastewater microbiology. Okay, in that definition of sewage, what is wastewater? Used supply of community is the wastewater. Its chemical composition then differs depending upon the type of sewage. Type of sewage are domestic sewage, municipal sewage, and effluent, that is industrial sewage. So depending upon the what type of sewage it is, the composition again different, but it is used in nutrient and chemical loads. So there is need of treatment for that sewage, which majorly involves septic tank treatment, that is domestic tank used for the toilet and all. Two compartment tank is in which anaerobic digestion of the sewage is carried out by microorganism, then evapotranspiration is the mean for sanitization or sterilization of sewage by disposing the sewage to the farmyard or garden yard, and through the transpiration, loss of water through the plant surfaces after utilizing this sewage is the treatment. Then IMOF tank is the modified version of septic tank. Then municipal sewage treatment, particularly primary, secondary. Primary treatment is just sieving of the suspended matter in that particular wastewater. This majorly the municipal sewer treatment. Then secondary treatment is the microbial or biological process. Both aerobic and anaerobic treatment are there. In डिटेल आपण ह्या सगळ्या ट्रीटमेंट प्रोसिजर बघणार आहोत, वॉटरच्या पण आणि वेस्ट वॉटरच्या पण. अँड थर्ड वन इज द टर्शरी ट्रीटमेंट, दॅट इज केमिकल, which is ozonation and chlorination. Then disposal of this sewage. This disposal of this sewage particularly carried out for the sludge as a biofertilizer, which is the your syllabus point are the sludge as a biofertilizer, irrigation and dilutions. Whatever solid portion remained after the disposal of watery portion is the sludge, and this sludge is digested anaerobically and disposed of outside and can be utilized as a good fertilizer. Then irrigation, water supply is transferred to or is disposed to the farmyard, forest yard or garden yard through irrigation, through sprinkler, and utilized as a water source. And then dilution, by disposing this treated sewage to a large water body makes its dilution. So this is your second unit. So second year, the third unit of environmental microbiology is a microbiology of soil. So this unit consists of texture of soil, that is soil as a environment, as a culture media. So it is said that soil life exists in the soil because soil is a good culture media for almost all type of microorganism. Then in this unit, the next point is brief account of definition of microbial interactions. Number of microbial interactions are indicated or in this unit, and these microbial interactions are either mutualistic interactions, symbiotic interactions, commensalism, competition, synergism, satellitism, predatism. All these interactions are there. We will study in detail afterwards. Then microbe interactions, that is example for this is lichen, which is the association, mutualistic association between fungal and algal bloom. Then plant microbe interactions, that is phyllosphere and rhizosphere microorganisms. The one of best example is the Rhizobium bacteria that resides in the nodules of leguminous plant. Animal interaction in this also rumen and bioluminescence. So microorganism resides inside the rumen intestinal tract cavity, and that helps in the digestion of cellulosic material by producing cellulase enzyme, also by producing luciferase enzyme. Some microorganisms helps for fishes for their mating purposes and attraction purposes. Then major geochemical cycles, in that the matter in the nature, the complex matter is utilized by the microorganism, and then it is returned off to the nature. So this is the cyclic turnover: carbon cycle and nitrogen cycle, sulfur cycle, phosphorus cycle. These are the 4 cycles that are to your syllabus. Then general account of microbes used as biofertilizer. Biofertilizer is the best alternative to the chemical fertilizer because it is not hazardous. Chemical fertilizers are carcinogenics. So rhizobium is nitrogen fixing microorganism. Number of microorganisms are there that fix nitrogen. Particularly the phosphate solubilizer is indicated here. Definition, type, disadvantage, advantage, all these points are there. Phosphate solubilizer, number of microorganisms are also that solubilize phosphate. Then what is the rhizosphere, what is non-rhizosphere area, and the number of rhizospheric and non-rhizospheric organisms, that is R:S ratio, and their significance into the fertility of soil. So this is your third unit. So second year, your fourth unit is of environmental pollutions. In this unit, we have to study the pollution causes, sources, health hazards, and the disease due to the pollutions. In this unit, we have to study about majorly 4 pollutions: air pollution, water pollution, wastewater pollution, and soil pollutions. So these are the 4 pollutions that we are going to study in this unit, along with their sources, causes, health hazard, and we are going to note down the diseases due to the pollutions with their causative agents. So this is your fourth unit of environmental microbiology. So this paper particularly having 4 unit. First one is of air microbiology, second one is of water and wastewater microbiology, third one is of soil microbiology, and the fourth one is of pollution, environmental pollution. So be prepared for your study. I will provide timely to notes to you, and I will guide for your study. So thank you for the watching.